This episode sucked. Now, let me explain to you why this episode sucked, in my opinion. This episode literally was like 45 minutes of nothing. Now, sure, there was some very important moments in this episode, like Eight the Wolf's death, which I believe I predicted was going to happen at some point, but that's not really the big, you know, deal right now. I didn't see the Alfred thing happening. I honestly thought we were gonna have Aethelred sort of be the king, and then eventually he would die off, sort of like historically, as you know historically that Aethelred became king before Alfred and all that stuff. But it was just something about how Judith did the whole thing. Like Judith was such a bitch about this. I felt so bad for Aethelred. It's like he's your son too, Judith. You didn't just give birth to Alfred. She like crap. Y'all saying, well, you're not that special compared to Alfred. Oh, Egbert took him on a pilgrimage to Rome. Oh, he taught him how to do certain things. It's like, God. Like I know, like could there have been like a better way? She could have at least told Aethelred, well, you know what? I think Alfred should be the one in charge. I'm pretty sure there's other ways she could have said it. Crap. What she could have done was just basically go behind their back and just have the Wiccan Council just nominate Alfred. You know? That's what she should have done. What she kind of did anyways was she basically bribed the dude to becoming, basically replacing, I believe, Bishop Hegman's role as the priest or bishop of Sherborne. But still, just the way she went about it with Ethelred, I don't blame him for being resentful. I don't blame him for being, him having a grudge against Alfred. Because even with Alfred, you're just like, God, Alfred, you're not going to at least defend your brother a bit? God, you're such a disappointment. You're Athelstan's son. Athelstan would not allow this crap to happen. Then again, he's dead. Besides that, the whole thing with Lagtha sleeping with Bishop Hegman, I knew that was going to happen, but it seemed really flimsy. It was just like, basically, I'm going to sleep with you, Bishop Hegman, because of the fact I need you to fight Ivar. Ube, all of a sudden, he wants to sleep with Torvi, even though we had little hints here and there the last few episodes. It's like, oh, my God, I wish I never married her. She's too ambitious. It's like, really? Really, Ube? Really? That's your reason? Come on, man. Come on. Torvi has the best reason. Her husband's been sleeping around and now basically is engaged to a different woman. Like, Jesus Christ. But God. And then the whole thing with Margaret, like, oh, you shouldn't worry. You shouldn't worry about your mother. Your mother could be dead and all this stuff. It was just like really weird, creepy, gave me like a witch vibe and all that stuff. The whole thing with Floki and the Iceland thing, once again, I'm not interested in that storyline, honestly. It bores the hell out of me. I'm sure I'm not the only one. The only interesting thing was the fact that someone died, just Floki's reaction, especially with the Temple of Thor being set on fire, and the whole thing with everything coinciding with Alfred kneeling to become the king of, the New Breath Walder, Bishop Hegman kneeling, placing his fealty to Lagtha and his loyalty, and Floki falling down, basically all frustrated because it's supposed to be a land of peace and not war, and just seeing how that guy Iron, I believe, just caused so much conflict amongst the group. Yeah. And the whole thing with Ivar, getting, I believe Visik was able to convince his uncle Rollo to basically bring some Franks along to add some more manpower to Ivar, Visik, and King Harold's army, but with the exception of the fact that Bjorn doesn't die. So that whole scene was interesting because Ivar basically says, Bjorn, listen, man, I can't let this slide. If you was in my position, you wouldn't let that slide either, which I completely agree with Ivar, because Bjorn wouldn't let that slide, that Lagtha got killed, especially in that fashion. And Bjorn knows that. He knows he's literally trapped between a rock and a hard place because his mom did something totally stupid and selfish, and she can't even own up to it. Seriously. And once again, I just want to make this clear before I end this review. F you, Bishop Eggman. You flimsy son of a gun. You literally left, even though you and Alvar weren't the best of friends, but y'all had understanding. You literally left your homeboy for some woman gifts. You're about to kill someone you at least have an understanding of for that. And you don't even know her. Too many dudes like that, man. Too many people like that. Too many fakes. Either way, guys, that's what I have to say about this episode. I think this sucked for the most part, besides the obvious moments. Rest in peace to Aether Wolf, the guy who played him. Did an excellent job. It really sucked how he died literally from a bee sting and how swole his face was. It was kind of scary, kind of interesting at the same time. I'm interested to see how the Aether Red and Alfred conflict will go on for Season 5 and beyond. I really don't like Judith right now. I think, in all honesty, Egbert, near the end of his life, sort of realized that the way he did things and the way he manipulated people, and as we know, Aetherwolf was always manipulated by Egbert. Egbert sort of created this monster with Judith, and I think he wouldn't want, at least now if he was still alive, he wouldn't want her to go about the things she does, like the way she did the thing with Aethelred and Alfred. I think that's why he basically told Alfred, be your own person, because Judith is freaking horrible now, my God. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Write your comments down below. Adios.